What is up, everybody? Jester here, and today we're back in Dune Awakening. Now, in my last video, I shared with you that I wasn't just going to be making hundreds of Dune Awakening videos and trying to get popular by spamming content. I actually want to bring you guys something that has value, and I think we've done that today because we're not going to be talking about your first base location. We're going to be talking about a potential second base location for you, and we pretty much stumbled into it. It may not be the best base location, but I'm going to tell you it's pretty good. We got a lot to talk about. Let's get into it. Hopefully everyone has had a chance to go watch my common sense starter tips when it comes to Dune Awakening. I'll put a card in the top right corner. We mainly talk about Haga Basin South and all the different POIs and all the different possible base locations and how I said we should probably build somewhere in this region. And I stand behind that because number one, this is a really flat crossing and it is the shortest distance to get you to the Eastern Vermilius Gap, which will be your second area. But when it comes to the Vermilius Gap, there's a lot of places you can build here that are pretty good in both water and in resources, being iron mostly. And the big one that I found so far is this area around the anvil. Tons and tons of people are building their bases here. Looks like the size of which are kind of main bases. We're a few days into advanced access and we've seen thopters and things flying around now. So a lot of people are main basing in this general area. But what I'm going to show you today is an area just off the side here to where the second trial is located, because over here has got everything you need and it's going to be a little less populated. And I'm even going to show you how you can use this area to get into steel. As I mentioned, you're mostly going to be in the Vermilius Gap for iron, and I will share this exact base location with you guys here in just a moment. But I wanted to show you just outside our front door, not one, not two, not three, but if you can kind of see it off in the distance right there about the middle of your screen, there's a fourth one. And then around the corner, there's 3 or 4 more. Plus on the other side of this little area, there's 3 or 4 more there. You're going to have all the iron you're going to need. Plus there's granite, 1, 2 nodes there. There's a little bit of copper. So everything you're going to need is going to be right here in this one spot. But it does take water in order to make iron and then steel going forward. How are we going to handle that? And that's where this area really shines, because we've got a POI just up the road from us that's actually an intel point. There's actually 2 ironworks in this area and another intel point POI. So all the NPCs you're going to need. And by the way, did I mention that just up here, there's fuel cells. So if you need to power your base, it's right here. It respawns every 5 minutes or so. To get the blood, just go fight any NPC. And I would recommend you get as much iron as you possibly can so you can make the Mark II needle and the medium blood bag. This way you're going to be able to get more and carry more with you. And then all you got to do is put it in the blood purifier. That's going to make this a really, really simple process. And these guys respawn about every 10 minutes or so, maybe 15. It's really unending water if you just put in a little work. There are a couple other ways to go about getting water, but it's going to be number 1 in the steel category. And then this one in particular, the Fremen Dust Still, you actually have to complete the 5th trial. So definitely kind of work on that as you go. But we found that once we were putting bodies in this, we were actually starting to accumulate water quite quickly. But again, that does require steel. Another thing that requires steel is going to be the wind trap. Now, this one, you just put in a filter and it runs. When it's 100% full, it gives you about 18 hours worth of uptime. So you're going to need to maintenance this by making filters every 18 hours. We haven't got into the standard filters yet, so we don't know exactly the math on that. But this is basically passive water, guys. So we want to get into still as fast as possible. And I guess we'll just go ahead and show you how we're going to go about doing that. The first thing you're going to need to do before you set out to look for carbon is upgrade your cut array from a Mark I to a Mark II, because this gives you the ability to actually mine the carbon in the eartherite, which we're going to need for a lot of steel constructions. It goes in a chemical refiner and makes cobalt paste. In order to make the cut array Mark II, you just need iron ingots and EMF generators. Again, just find an orange cave and you'll be able to get this in no time. To show you guys just how quickly you can get the carbon from our location, I'm just going to take you along for the ride. I'm not going to show you all the different nodes. I'll kind of show you that on the map. But just know we're going to start by heading north from our spot, and then we're going to turn to the northeast. And pay attention to the pathing that we're doing here, because we're trying to take the shortest distance on the desert. And really, this is extremely safe. I've not had any troubles with worms whatsoever, because we're just not on the sand for very long. So we're basically just going to continue to follow this ridge here along to the northeast, and be careful not to get too far down into the right side here because there is some drum sand. Kind of keep yourself to the left. Once you come up to this point, we're going to hang a 90-degree right-hand turn. And that's going to be pretty simple to do. Just come down here, do that. And we're going to be at carbon, like immediately. That's just how quickly you can get to it. There's one node here, and then there's going to be 3 more just up the hill. There's going to be a lot more too. I'll kind of show you the last one there. But there is 3 more just right up here, and those are pretty simple. Now, I assume they're going to fix this, but we're just going to jump off of here. Right now, your bike doesn't take any damage when you jump, nor do you. I assume that's going to get fixed with the fall damage. But you just keep coming along here, stay up against the wall. You won't have any worm problems. And then you can go up this little ramp area here, and you're going to run into even more carbon deposits. There's a whole bunch of crash ships and stuff up here that you can't really interact with. But this is called the Haga Rift. You can see the carbon right up there to our left. And then there's sporadic carbon all over the area up top here. So just come over here, bring your storage container, fill up your bike, fill up your inventory, take it back, and you're able to craft all the steel you're going to need. And just to illustrate how quickly you're going to run down on water, each iron ingot takes 25 water to make, and then a steel ingot takes 1 iron ingot plus 50 more water and 4 carbon. So 75 total water for 1 steel ingot. So definitely get yourself in a good water place before you start mass producing this. But again, you're not going to have any trouble in this area. One final note about our location is there is also these primrose fields where you can harvest water. You can, as long as you've got a leader-jean on you. This has really been a big help as well, because we just go out every once in a while, usually right about dawn, but I'm kind of doing it at an off time now, just so we're getting water for free. There's several of these fields here. There's one here. There's one just around the corner right here. And then there's a big one right over there against that wall. There's plenty of primrose here, and that's basically free water. It just takes a little time. As promised, here is the exact location of our base in the Eastern Vermilius Gap. If you're in the area where you know the second trial to be at the Deep Struggle, you've got it correct. Also, I would recommend going over to the Anvil, especially because you're going to have to do the trial here anyway. Make sure you survey the area. This is going to open up to where you can see all the nodes and everything that's here. But just look at all the stuff that's here. And what we've found is it's not as populated over here as it is, say, on the main island. Everybody seems to be wanting to do this. But for us, it's just that much quicker to get to carbon and everything else by being over here. There's plenty of iron. You can see those nodes denoted. There's plenty of granite. Primrose fields all over the place. Again, all the NPC spots. This really is a one-stop shop, and we found it by absolute accident. Again, Shaitan put down a fief, and it basically just unironically ended up being a really, really good base spot. Is it the best base spot over here? Maybe not, but you guys might consider it because it really does have everything you need. Hopefully the sharing of this location is going to help you make a good informed decision when it comes to building your base here in the Vermilius Gap, whether it be the east or the west. But one recommendation, wherever you build, make sure you build one here because iron is everything. It's a lot in this game. You need the iron to make the steel, and the steel is used to make most of your advanced benches that are going to be with you for quite some time. So having a good source of all the stuff that you're going to need to do that, whether it's the iron or the carbon, it's a good idea. And that's why I think this base location is pretty good, because the carbon's really, really close. Whereas if you were in the Western Vermilius Gap, it'd be a lot further away. If you guys like this kind of stuff, please like the video. It does help get it out to more people. And think about subscribing to the channel. There was 117,000 concurrent players yesterday, and it's not even full release. At time of filming, one more day until full release of this game. So hopefully that number is going to go up. And if you'd like to join our Discord and maybe get into our server and join our little guild, please feel free to do that. The link is in the description. And we'd love to see you. Just get to know us a little bit. All we ask is no drama, and that everybody helps everybody out. Till next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.